Hi there and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, I'm going to show you how we can start adding your products to your store, and I'm going to add a product with you so you can see all the available options and you can see how you can do this in the best way possible. So going back to our Shopify dashboard, we go in here to products and we go to all products and we click in here on add a product. Okay, so we are adding our products in here. The first thing that you should be filling is your product title. Your product title should describe what your product is about, and if in your brand you name your products, like each product has a different name, you should be putting your product name in here as well as some details about the product, but keep it short and keep it straight. Let's say, for example, in here the product I'm adding is red organic yarns. I'm going to click in here write in here red organic cotton yarn, for example. So this is my product title. When someone reads this title, can easily know what I'm saying in this page, what this product is about. After your product title, you should be writing your product description. If you are optimizing your store for SEO, you should be taking a lot of time into writing big descriptions. But even if you are not doing that, even if you are not optimizing for SEO, still your descriptions are very important, and it's estimated that adding a good description can increase your conversion rate, which means the number of sales by 70%. So it's not something that you can play around. You have to write good product descriptions, and I highly recommend you to take that time into writing this description. It's not the same as with the collection page. In here, you can actually write big descriptions, and people are used to have big descriptions inside of product pages. However, while writing this description, take good care of formatting, which means use bold, use bullet points, use numbering, anything to make your description easier to be read. Okay, so you add your description in here and you modify it. I'm going to write anything and I'm going to show you how to modify it. So okay, so I wrote a small description for this product. For sure, if this is a product that you are adding to your store, you should be taking much more time into writing the description. You should be going to big brands in your niche, search for their descriptions, see what they are saying, get inspired, include everything you found in there inside of this description. So you go in here. I'm going to organize this a little bit. So for example, I started my description with a question. I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going, for example, here to bold that the fact that it is 100% organic. I'm going to show you something. In here, I mentioned that this yarn has different colors. Although in this product, I'm only including one color, which is the red. This is a red organic cotton yarn. But why I did that? Because in here, I can simply select and I can link my black organic cotton yarn in here product. Because what if someone landed on this page and she wants, for example, to buy the black yarn? It's very nice to link to the black yarn in here, also to the white one. Let's say, for example, in addition of offering yarns, I'm also offering patterns and I'm selling patterns. I go in here and I'm link two of my patterns that I have did using this same yarn. This is what we call interlinking, when you mention other products or other pages inside of your description. And this is something very good because it increases your page view and people start going from a page to another on your store. So, as I said before, if this is an actual product that I'm adding to my store, I would be taking much more time into writing the description and into including everything that I should be including inside of this description. Each niche is different. So if you are running a store where you sell iPhone covers, you would be talking in a different way than if you are running a store where you sell water bottles. That's why when you know your niche, when you know it very well, you should do your research, see how to talk with your target audience, what you should be including inside of your description, and what your target audience is interested about. If I am a knitter, would I be interested in the length of the yarn, maybe on the feeling on the yarn, maybe on the color degree, and so on. So you have to do your research, you have to know your market, you have to know your customers, and you have to write a description that includes everything your audience wants and needs. So this is it for the description. The editor in here works in the same way as the collection page. After you finish in here you add your product images, okay? I recommend you to have several photos for the same product, because when people are shopping online, they are not actually able to see the product. It's not like shopping in real life. So what they miss the most is the ability to actually feel the product and to make sure that the quality is good, the finishing is good, all of these details. So providing images will make your users experience that better, because your customers will be able to see the products from different angles. They will be able to judge the products. They will be able to see the details, that they will be able to understand well what this product is about and how it works and so on. And also by providing a lot of details, you make it easier for you, because you will get less questions from your customers and you will get lower refunds numbers and returns numbers, because your customers made much more informed decisions. So include a lot of photos for your products. The more complicated your product is, the more information you should be providing and the more details you should be providing. Keep that in mind. Also, including lifestyle photos is very good, because they give a different feeling about the product and they show the product in real life. So in here you include your photos, and as the same thing that we did for your collection images, in here also you should be adding the alt text of your images in order to include keywords related to what you are selling. So I gathered some random images from the internet, from Pixabay, and I'm going to add them as if they are my product images. I'm going to click in here on add files, and I'm going to add these images. So these are random images, okay? Remember that. So I'm adding them in here. It's better if you name the images files by something that makes sense. So it can be, for example, cotton yarn, red cotton yarn, and so on. After you add them in here, the first one in here, the image you put in here, is the one that will be showing on your store, the first one. So it's better to have your direct product shot in here. Let's say, for example, I'm going to put this one. And in here I can click and I can add the alt text. In here you should be including a relevant keyword, something related to the image and to your product. Okay, and you can add as much as you want images in the future if you wish, and so on. If you click in here, you can, for example, delete this image or delete multiple images at the same time. So after you add your images in here, you go down in here and you put the pricing. So here you have the item price. If this item is on sale, you put the price and the compare to price. If it's not on sale, you simply put the price. Let's say it's $10. Okay, and in here you put your cost if you wish. This would help you to deal a little bit with financial side. If you wish, you can put it, and you can in here click on charge taxes on this product. In here you can manage your inventory, so you put your stock keeping unit in here and your barcode, and so on. Okay, here you can choose between letting Shopify track the quantities, or between selling even when you are out of stock. So you can decide, for example, to sell this item even if it's out of stock, and you tell your customers that it's out of stock and it needs some more days to arrive. You can do that. And in here you add the quantities that they are available and the weight of the product for the shipping. You add some other information in here, and in here you add the variants. This would be another topic for another lecture, but in here you change the variants. So if you have a product with 3 colors, for example, you can be doing that in here. And in here you change the SEO information about your product, the page title, the description, and the URL. So once you finish with everything in here, you go to this bar in here. In here you can choose a product type. If you didn't enter any product type before, you can start adding your product types, and in here you change the vendor if you want, and in here you can add this product manually to a collection if you wish, or you can add a tag for this product so you can add it manually to a collection. So for example, in here you can add red, and you can create a collection that combines all the red yarns on it. So for example, you create a collection with a condition where every yarn with the red tag will be included inside of this collection. So tags can help you to create collections. You can do that from here. And this is it. In here you can choose whether to activate the product or to keep it as a draft. And in here you can choose your sales channel, whether you want to sell this product on Shopify only, or maybe on Instagram, or maybe on Facebook, and so on. And you click on save. And this is it. So this is how you create your products. In the next lecture, I'm going to show you the variants and how to set them up. So stay tuned with me, and let's meet in the next lecture.